Meet Don Wingerak, a guy who spends his days soaring through the clouds. He's a commercial pilot going on 25 years of calling the shots from the cockpit. Now that's one really cool job.
So it really is one of those jobs that people do, honestly find really cool. And I think it's because it seems like it's just, you have all this freedom, you have all this authority, you're in charge of this plane. I mean, is that what's your day look like? On a day where you're working, what's your day like?
Well, I love my office. It's I got big windows out the front, and the scenery is always changing, and the people I work with are great. That makes the job that much better.
What's the downside of it?
Downside? Well, you can have, it's the poor weather, visibility. It's like staring at a computer screen for hours on end. Downside is you're away from home for a few days at a time.
How tough is it to actually be a pilot these days? I mean, how much does the plane do? How much do you do?
The airplane itself, for the Dash 8, has an autopilot. At the same time, you can also hand fly it. But you're monitoring is what you're doing. You're monitoring gauges. The biggest part of the job is the takeoff and landing and the preparation for it. Otherwise, the airplane itself is doing the flying, and you're just monitoring all the systems.
And typically in this position, in this particular segment, we just, very light and but it's hard not to get a little serious when you have a pilot, given that things all change for everybody who travels by air. 9/11. How did your job change after 9/11?
Well, it became a separation between the cabin and the cockpit. That's first and foremost. So you're kind of like a family up there between your first officer and myself. But now it's the flight attendants in the back. They're isolated. The cabin is theirs while we're in the air, and the cockpit is ours in the air.
And do you feel like less of a team?
A little bit. It's not so much as a team. We have a crew briefing to start the day. We go through, where we're going, what the airplane's issues are, what the weather's going to be like, and basically we're take on our own jobs until we get to the other end, and then we'll reconvene and have a debriefing if there's anything else to discuss.